Hey yo, what it do? This your boy Tony Totebag, and this is Culture Topics.
Wow.
Salute to my hustlers, and what's poppin' to my entrepreneurs. D-Town team were at the track meet, and one team felt threatened by another team, and he pulled a knife out of his backpack, and he jugged and unalived the other student. One is an African American student, the one that did the stabbing, and the other student was a young white male. So anyway, he was incarcerated and got out on bond, and now he has been indicted by the Collin County grand jury. And Collin County, that's a county, if you're from Dallas, you know that Collin County, they don't play. It's a very, very, very rough county to go through litigations and things like that. I have first-hand experience with, that county, so I know for a fact that it gets rough in those courtrooms. So, our prayers are with that situation, that all the truth does come out, and, we can find some closure with this, because it was a tragedy that you have a student that felt threatened enough to have to pull out a weapon and use it in self-defense. And it's just a tragedy that a parent would have to bury his child, his son or daughter. That's something that you couldn't even imagine as a parent having to go through. So, and then on that other hand, you have a young man that's being tried as an adult, and he could lose the rest of his life or the majority of his life in the Texas prison system. So you guys keep your eyes on that. It's very tragic, very sad story on both ends out there in Frisco. I also have ties out in Frisco. I actually worked the area that this happened, the district that it happened. I'm in that area almost every day, to be honest with you. So, my heart go out to all involved, the friends and the family of Eric Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony. All right, so y'all pay attention to that. Also, in the news, in the headline, we have the Antoine Massey situation out in New Orleans, Louisiana. He was a part of the inmates that escaped from the parish, New Orleans parish, or the Orleans parish rather. And it was down to two. He was one of the last two that was still at large. And so he was the one that was posting on social media, and he pretty much wanted to advocate for his innocence. And he had paperwork and things like that he was showing, and he was looking fresh and things like that. And I don't know what that really didn't have anything to do with it, but he was clean, when he did his little video, you know what I'm saying? So he's been apprehended, and there's a lot of uproar and fuss about him escaping from that jail and going on the run. But if you've never been incarcerated, never had your freedom taken away for whatever reason, you don't know what it's like to try to get at least one more minute out there of freedom. One more day, one more week, one more month, one more good meal, one more hot shower. All of that stuff is important, man. And when you're locked up, you're faced with the reality of you're possibly never going home. So those guys that escaped from that jail, I can understand also firsthand how they feel, because I've been incarcerated myself. So I never thought about escape. Well, I probably have thought about escaping, but never nothing serious at all. Period. But that's just a thought. And for the people that do escape, I have spoken with inmates while I was inside, and they told me 100% that they would escape, and they would try to escape if they don't make their parole. So this was in a detention center or whatever. That's a whole other story about that. But what I just said, that's a whole, that's a story right there in itself. But I've been following the news, and I haven't seen that this person has escaped or anything like that. So I guess I don't know. But anyway, so we're following that. We still have one person that has not been captured in that situation with the escaped Orleans inmates or whatever. So we pray that he stays safe, and whatever happens, it happens, and no one gets hurt. Whatever has to happen, it happens, and we just pray that no one gets hurt. So he's had his freedom for about 6 or 7 weeks now, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to give that last inmate, he doesn't want to give that up. So he's going to stay low key. I seen in the news, I seen on YouTube today that he was spotted wearing a wig or whatever. This is that last inmate that I'm talking about. So I don't know if that's true or not, but they had a picture of him in a wig and a picture of his mugshot side by side. He's been staying low key and off of the internet and things like that. So he's still, at large on the run and, enjoying his freedom. So we're gonna leave that right there. Let's see what we got, man. Oh yeah, man. And the thing about that Antoine Massey situation, and all of the rest of the inmates in that situation that has been captured, they are going to, they're being flown to one of the worst prisons, if not the worst prison in the United States. They're being helicoptered to Angola, Louisiana State. That's considered like a slavery camp, a slavery farm type situation where they, it's hard labor, it's forced labor, it's very violent, very volatile prison where most of the inmates, they never go home, they die there. No matter how long they've been there, Angola will hold you. It's a whole different world in Louisiana. So that's why I'm pretty sure, that's probably one of the reasons why those guys ran, and staying, underground, because they don't want to go there. And I know some of you are probably saying, well, they shouldn't do anything wrong, which is true. But as for their situation, they just don't want to have to go to that slavery type encampment, that is Angola. And if you guys don't know about it, I encourage you to look it up and see what I'm talking about, because it's a very rough place, and no one wants to go there. So, shout out to the men that are in Angola holding it down. I believe Lil Boosie was there, C-Murder, and people like that, high-profile people like that. So shout out to all of the inmates there. Okay. Now, I'm gonna try something new, do something new. We're gonna go with the rumor report. And most of the time, these rumors, these hip hop rumors, they turn out to be real. So let's see. We have Drake dragged online after shirtless selfie sparks plastic surgery rumors. So let's see what we got. Drake's shirtless selfie on Saturday drew a wave of online mockery and revived long-standing plastic surgery rumors. So we're saying Drizzy's, he is a plastic surgery type of a man. Ooh, man, that's crazy. I hope that is a rumor. It goes on to say Drake got clowned across social media over the weekend after posting a shirtless selfie showing off his abs, reigniting long-running plastic surgery rumors that have followed him through multiple rap beefs. The Toronto rapper dropped the carousel on Instagram with the caption, "I'm wide awake for the nights that separate the type who get to it till they get it right from the type who just type." Okay. And then I have a picture of him. Shirtless in front of a whole bunch of liquor in the mirror. A whole bunch of bottles of liquor. Now, I'm pretty sure when he posted that, he thought he was going to get all of the hype behind it. But instead of applause, the post triggered a flood of jokes and accusations about his body being more sculpted by a surgeon than a gym. Boy, stop playing. The only place you ran was to a surgeon, one of the commenters said. Another wrote, ordered abs from Temu and forgot to add shoulders. A third chimed in, no shoulders, no biceps, deflated chest, but extremely defined abs. LMAO, laughing their ass off. That's crazy. The online roasting followed speculations about alleged cosmetic enhancements, including alleged ab etching, a nose job, and get this, y'all, even a Brazilian butt lift. No wonder Rick Ross say BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. I hope this not true, man. Drizzy he got some snapping music, man. Hope this ain't true. The rumors haven't just lived in comment sections. Kendrick Lamar took a direct shot in his diss track Euphoria, rapping, let your core audience stomach that, then tell them where you got your abs from. Woo! Kendrick, okay, then it said something about Rick Ross. Rick Ross dubbed him BBL Drizzy, and accused him of getting a nose job in his track Champagne Moments. Even Pusha T threw shade back in 2018 on the story of Aiden. But of course, my boy Drizzy denies surgery rumors. Drake has reportedly denied going under the knife. In April 2024, he shared a text exchange with his mom writing, I would have got us 2-for-1 deal if I went, Mom, while blaming Rick Ross for fueling gossip. Okay, so he's basically telling his mom he would have got them both some surgery if he would have in fact done that. Okay, Metro Boomin even launched a BBL Drizzy beat giveaway online, adding fuel to the fire. Drake has yet to address the latest round of mockery, but judging by his past reactions, he's likely to keep responding with sarcasm rather than statements. All right. So what do y'all think about all of this? So, and that's just a few of the headlines that we have. That's just a few. Start your channel. I need some help reporting this stuff. I gotta have some help. You guys gotta help me. I need you. Start your channel, and just follow the leader. I always teach to follow the leader, man. You see somebody doing it, as far as what you're trying to do, your craft, don't steal everything from them, but just kind of pattern yourself after greatness, And that's all I got to say for now. This is your boy, Tony Totebag. I am the founder of E-Style Fashion. This is Culture Topics. Peace to my hustlers and salute to them entrepreneurs out there, man. Peace.